Hello everybody, welcome back to another Expeditions Guide. Today we're going to be taking a look at Whirl of Activity, an expedition that has you venture forth into the mountain labyrinths. For this expedition you need to have a hydrologist specialist as well as 2 hydro monitoring systems on a truck's sideboard bed. So for this expedition I'm going to be using the Tuz Warthog, as well as I have a set of anchors, jack screws, and some emergency fuel with us just in case we run into trouble. So let's begin. The first thing we're going to do is deploy from the field operations base in the Sliprock Swamps. And we're going to go ahead and make our way across this river ford right next to the outpost. So one thing to note, the Tuz Warthog does not have a snorkel option available to it. So you might occasionally see water damaging the truck. However, with the hydrologist that I have with me for this expedition, it negates any damage to the truck from water damage, so you don't have to worry about it. So one of the fun perks of using the hydrologist specialist is you don't technically have to put snorkels on your trucks at that point. So moving on, once we get over here, we're going to climb up over these rocks. And we're going to go ahead and make our way up over to this little pond up here. Once we get to this pond, we're going to cross it, but staying to the left here. Once we break this tree branch. We're just going to stay on the left side here. Try to keep it out of the water as much as we can. Once you get over here, you're going to see a small path through the woods behind some small trees. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into this path here. A little bit further ahead, you're going to see a log coming across. This is actually a breakable log. So we kind of run into it a little bit, and then it should snap like that. Once it breaks, we can continue, and we're going to go right over these rocks here and make our way up the mountain. On our way up the mountain, we're going to go around the left side of this tree here. And once we get up, we're going to go right up past the big tree here and make our way to this mountain ridge right across from us here. We go around this big rock. And we're going to go ahead and follow the ridge line all the way over to the gateway to the mountain labyrinths. Once we make it over here, this is where it gets tricky. We're going to go down onto these rocks here and come up the left side. And we're going to go right in between these bigger trees here. And I'm running over these small trees here, knock them out of the way. And then we're going to make our way down the ridge here. Once we get down the ridge, we're actually going to shoot right between these trees here. There's a tall tree and a birch tree. We're going to go right in the middle between them. It's a nice little shortcut through the trees here that we'll be able to take. And this will get us all the way to the gateway to the mountain labyrinths. Alright, once we have made it through the gateway to the mountain labyrinths, we're going to make our way over to the whirlpool to install a hydro monitoring system. So we're just going to drive forward from the gateway. And we're going to go ahead and navigate through this little puddle here. And we're going to go right through these shrubs here. And there's a little airdrop right here if this is spawned for you. So we're going to stop by the airdrop real quick. Grab an extra set of anchors and go ahead and top off our fuel supplies. Now that we are fully restocked, we're going to go ahead and continue down this way. And we're going to go around these rocks and go down this far side, on the other side of these rocks here. Make our way down. And we're going to go ahead and just drive right through the woods here, all the way over to the whirlpool. Once we make it to the whirlpool, we're going to go ahead and install our hydro monitoring system. There we go. And that is also a really cool looking whirlpool. I really enjoy it. So, moving on. Next up, we have to explore the area. So, what we need to do is make our way over here and do a little exploring. So, we're just going to kind of drive over there for a little bit. So, what I'm going to do to help expedite our exploration task is I'm going to drive right on over to the edge of this cliff here. We're going to park here and we're going to use the binoculars to scan the horizon. There's a little task down there, a task over there. And there you go. That leaves us with 86% explored here. So we got a few little spots here and some stuff on the backside. So we're going to go ahead and get turned around here. And the first spot I'm going to drive to is going to be right here. And then I'm going to drive over here. And that's going to give us some good spots where we'll be able to use the drone. Alright, so what I'm going to do is we're going to run the drone all the way over to this little intersection down here. Because that is a spot we are missing. Alright. And then I'm going to go ahead and move over to our second spot. And from here, we're going to go right up to the top of the cliff here. And I'm going to use binoculars. Cycle around, and there we go. That is completed. So the next location we need to do is we need to go all the way down here. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cross this stream and use the path down the other side, run along the river, and that is going to get us down where we can use the echo sounder. So we're going to go right across the river here. Right between these two trees. That way we can stay on this left riverbank. As we make our way up and over and around all these rocks. Alright, next thing we need to do is go ahead and make our way across the river. And we're going to go ahead and use the echo sounder. And I believe the location we're looking for is right there. So we're going to go ahead and open it up. It's a small cave. It seems to be where the water flows from the whirlpool. So we've got one final step to do. And that is install our second hydro monitoring system. Which you'll notice, we're going to use these binoculars here, is over on this little island here. So to get down to the island, we're going to go ahead and just make our way through the woods here. And that is going to get us over there. First things first, though, we got to get across the river. Oh, whoa. Okay. Well, that is why I bring jack screws. That one kind of caught me by surprise a little bit. There's sometimes where I'm like, oh, you know what? That's a good spot there. But that one caught me completely by surprise there. I kind of missed the rock that was there. Save ourselves with the winch there. All right, so once we made it over here, we're going to make our way down to the beach. And from the beach here, we're going to go ahead and make our way across to the island. Once we made it to the island, we're going to go ahead and climb up onto these rocks. And make our way over to the hydro monitoring installation point. There we go. Once that installs, that will be Whirl of Activity complete. And this unlocks the Emergency Reserve M for the Lodestar, as well as a new outpost that will allow you to begin free roaming in the Mountain Labyrinths. So, hope you guys enjoyed this guide. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.